good, y'all? It's the one and only King Cal 516 live in the mix. And this is the Swiss Flames podcast. The New York Knickerbockers, that's right, the New York Knicks, have a serious question to answer. And we're going to get into that. And before we do, make sure you check out our Twitter at Swiss Flames. Definitely check out the Facebook and YouTube pages at Swiss Flames Podcast. And hit up our website, SwissFlames.com. Listen here, the New York Knicks have a serious question to answer. And it goes like this. Will their offense translate into the playoffs? Everything about the New York Knicks is going to circulate more so this season around their offense and not defense. We know Tom Thibodeau-led teams are going to play hard. You know what I'm saying? He's going to push that button. Tom Thibodeau is a coach that is basically yelling the whole game. I'm pretty sure he loses his voice multiple times a year because of how much he's yelling, trying to push his guys. So Tom Thibodeau team, you know they're going to come prepared and you know they're going to play hard. So that is the DNA of Tom Thibodeau coach teams. We know that for a fact. With that said, however, the New York Knicks are pretty interesting. You know, they had a breakthrough season last season. They had a breakthrough most improved player in Julius Randle step up to the plate and be the team leader. They had some really great play from Derrick Rose. He came up big time. RJ Barrett continues to develop. You know what I mean? So the Knicks have a great piece. You know, they have some great pieces. You know, we dived into that early in the summer, that they're in good hands. You can check out New York Knicks in Good Hands episode that we have on YouTube. You can search that out and listen to that. I go into more further details when it comes to those things. But I want to just specifically focus on the New York Knicks offense. You know what I mean? Because they went into the first game. We know they beat the Celtics a couple of days ago. They won in double overtime. Evan Fournier came up big. That looks like a great pickup. Now, with these pickups of Fournier and Kemba, these guys are more offensively minded. But however, these guys aren't necessarily the greatest defenders. Now, we know Tom Thibodeau, once again, will get the best out of his team because he likes to play a team defense. But everything as far as their defense will be wrapped around, to me, in my opinion, Mitchell Robinson. And can he stay healthy? Right? Because if Mitchell Robinson can stay healthy, and he looked fantastic in that first game with 11 points, 17 rebounds. He was a beast. He looks like he's in good shape. He only played one preseason game, so he looks like he needs to obviously get himself into game shape. But as far as his physique and how he looks like he put in that work this summer. And so Mitchell Robinson is huge because he's the guy, the rim protector. He's the guy that in the back line of the defense makes up for mistakes on the perimeter. So Mitchell Robinson is going to be key to this whole thing just to sustain that defense at a high level. But I truly believe with Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks will be, top 10 defense for sure. But can it be a top 15 offense or even better? Because if the Knicks can even crack the top 10 or be top 15, they're going to be a whole lot more dangerous come playoff time. Now the key is, do they have guys on the team that can get buckets? And can Julius Randle score going right? You know what I mean? In the playoffs, teams play them to the left. All right, so we'll see if Julius Randle this season continuously can score off going to the right, because that'll be something needed in the playoffs, right? Where he won't be as readable, and people won't know where he's always going to go, right? So can that happen for Julius Randle? That will help their offense. Evan Fournier, I believe he's a clutch player. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't had a chance to play in the biggest stages when it comes to playoff time, so we'll see what he can do. Kemba Walker, same thing. He has some playoff experience, but they haven't really gone deep in the playoffs. So there's a lot of unknown here. As much as I want to root for the Knicks, I would say there's a lot of unknown here. But I will sit there and say they have more options, to say the least, come playoff time that they can try out. But they're going to need, Derrick Rose was a big dog, and I believe Derrick Rose, who obviously, led the Bulls to Eastern Conference Finals. He led them against, they ended up losing to the Heat. But Derrick Rose has some really, really solid playoff experience, and Derrick Rose, to me, steps up in those big moments. But they need a couple of guys, and like I'm saying, it has to start with Julius Randle, but they need one or both of those guys, Fournier and Kemba, to really be big in playoffs and big key moments. And if they can do that, the Knicks might surprise some people come playoff time by winning a series or two. They're definitely equipped to do it, but once again, it's going to depend on how they're clicking on all cylinders on offense. You can have all the great defense in the world, and the Knicks defense was outstanding, but last season told you, if you can't score the ball in the playoffs, and you know what I mean, it won't matter. You know what I mean? And so the Knicks, I do believe, will take a step in the right direction, but it remains to be seen if that offense will translate come playoff time when the defense is clamped down and they take the best things away from you that you do. With that said, let me know what you think about the Knicks so far. Do you think the offense will translate to the playoffs? Do you think they're going to be a team that's going to be reckoned with come playoff time? Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's your boy King Cow 516 signing off. This is the Swiss Flames Podcast, y'all. If you feel so inclined, make sure you donate to the Cash App, $King Cow 516. We out.